how beautiful that was. So being still and knowing who God is from an intimate experience with him is a closeness that we get when we spend that time in prayer. And by the way, you can have your prayer time in traffic. You can talk to God anywhere. Guess what? God's speed dial is always active. And so having that time of prayer and time of conversation with him, it's amazing what he is going to reveal to you in those moments. Not only did Joshua, in this case, know to spend time in prayer, but a warrior also knows when it's time to lead. You see, when God called Joshua to lead, it did not surprise him because Moses had been mentoring Joshua long before his death. Leaders know that mentorship is important. It's important to prepare the next generation that will take our place. Strong organizations have a successful succession plan in place, right? Great leaders are preparing the next great leaders. It is a lifting up and a pulling up in our life. I had the privilege this week of having dinner with my mentor. It was a surprise visit. He was coming through on his way to Chicago. And he stopped in, and his name's Jerry Hendricks. I think we've got a picture here. Look at these two good-looking guys here. But we got to have dinner on Tuesday night, and it always warms my heart because this is someone who has invested their life into me. He first became my mentor in 1996, Jerry Hendricks, in Abilene, Texas, when I transferred to Hardin-Simmons University. And he assumed the role of a father in my life after the death of my father in 2016. And why it was so important to me is that he asked a question in 1996. He asked me, what were my dreams? Nobody had ever asked me that question. What were my dreams? You see, leaders know the right questions to ask, because that began the conversation of what my future could look like. Not the future that others thought would be the future of Mitch West, but what was the future that God had destined for me and the purpose that God had given me in my life. We'll talk more about purpose in a moment. But Jerry invested himself and continues to invest himself in my life. And it is what has inspired me to be the leader that I can be today. And Joshua was ready to lead because of the investment that Moses had made in his life. And after God calls Joshua to lead, he gathers immediately